Hey, eyes up here, we'll get to that later. I'm going to try and challenge myself to build a new Monarch Theater for my Gotham City build, but there's one rule: I can't buy a single piece. So in this video, I'm going to see how far I can get. That's no BrickLink orders, no pick-a-brick walls, no one to help me, but we'll give it a go. So today's challenge is to turn the LEGO Palace Cinema, an original modular, into what will be my Monarch Theater for Gotham. So if you've been collecting for a little while, you also probably have a bunch of pieces in a bunch of boxes and drawers that just aren't doing anything. And while buying pieces hits that little dopamine receptor and it's always fun, it's also quite fun to challenge myself and try and build with what I've got. I should also explain that the challenge is specifically for this video, and obviously depending on how far we get, I might have to order the pieces. So I've already laid out the ground floor and seen how it's going to butt up against the townhouses. If you'll remember, there's an archway that was on those townhouses that was sort of unfinished. Obviously the point of that is to then connect to this Monarch Theater. So let's see where we're at right now. So I kept a lot of the features of that initial Palace Cinema and just modified them in terms of sizing to fit my LEGO City. Now that we sort of have the design of how the floors are going to look, it's really just a case of filling it in and seeing how far my parts collection can take me. So the aim is to make the Monarch Theater quite a standout piece. Given that it stands front and centre in my Gotham City MOC, I want to make it taller than the LEGO townhouses that sit next to it, so that means adding a good few floors. So let's roll that building montage and see how many floors I can get done. So we're going for 4 total floors. That's a ground floor and 3 upper floors and a roof. So obviously there are some colour swaps that are in there. You might have seen there's like grey plates and grey arches for the most part. But overall, pretty chuffed with how it's going so far. So there we go. We've built as much as we reasonably can, I think. Quite fortunately, the building is tan and dark tan, which makes it quite a bit easier. But I'm really happy and quite surprised actually at how far my parts have taken me. There's a lot of specialist parts that obviously need replacing, but overall I think it's done pretty well. Obviously we've still got the top floor to modify and the roof. If you got a moment, can you spread a little bit of love for Robin here, the goat? If you could comment down below a little love for Robin, that would be much appreciated. Hey, thanks for watching. If you can like, comment or subscribe, you can do all of that, some of that or none of that. Either way, I appreciate you watching. And hopefully I can see you in the next video where we're gonna maybe put the buildings next to each other, that being the Monarch Theater and the townhouses. Depends how far I can get. I think in my mind I always knew that I was planning on turning this into the Monarch Theater when I bought it, because I don't really collect many of the other